That's a good one. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another pen review. I've realized that these things can go on for as long as I want them to, but that's not true because they can actually go on for as long as this battery wants to work. So, let's start with the pens. The first pen we'll be looking at is an Uniball Signo Impact 207. Very nice looking, very fresh, comes from Japan. Let's get some click going. Very good click, very fresh click. Oh, I'm not wearing my prop glasses. Please excuse me. The color is very washed out. I'm going to have to fix that in post. Oh well, where were we? The Uniball Signo Impact 207. Put that paper over there for now. Signo Impact 207. That is a very wet feeling pen. I've been told not to say the word wet, but I don't think I'll be listening to that advice, so I will continue to say it at my leisure. The Uniball Signo Impact 207 is a very wet pen. I think relatively nice looking, very bold black. Look at this flow that came out as I was doing the eye. Let's try a smudge test. Smudge. Surprisingly, very little smudge. Let's do another quick one just in case. U-D-G-E. Smudge. Yeah. Very little smudge on that. That's actually quite nice. That's a good first pen. It's going to be hard to beat. Next up, let's do the ODU Monarch Teach Pen. This one comes from China. Its patent is D709949. Great work on whoever that H is. I don't know if that's going to show up. Oh well, doesn't matter. It's also got a little rubber tip here that one can use. Could be used as a stylus. Kind of a rougher click, not nearly as smooth as the Impacts. Even if it's not as smooth as the Impact, it still clicks pretty well, I'd say. I'll call this the ODU Monarch Teach. Ooh, was not expecting this to be a blue pen. Very fine blue writing, not nearly as thick as the Impact 207. Let's do a smudge, although I think this one will do quite well. No, this actually did much worse than I thought it would. Try another one. U-D-G-E. Yeah. Not great on the smudge test. A little bit worse than the Uniball Signo Impact. Next up, we have a lot of Bic pens today. The first one we'll be doing is a non-click Bic. So, not going to get any fun clicking action. The company that I suppose produced this pen is Concrete Jack. Oh, excuse me, this is a Bic Grip Roller. Let's try the Bic Grip Roller. A lot of consonants. You know what's a terrible word? 12th. Too many consonants. Anywho, what's this thing called? Bic Grip Roller. Ooh. Needs to be warmed up a little bit first. Bic Grip Roller. This is a very sharp pen. This must be a very relatively fine point here, especially compared to the Impact 207. Let's try the smudge. Pretty good on the first smudge test. Smudge. Very good on both smudge tests. It's not exactly the nicest to write with. It just feels a little rough. like I'm really having to press down to get ink out, and the grip itself is a little funky feeling. It's kind of hard to describe. Yeah, not my favorite. The next one up is a classic Bic round stick medium. This one comes in red. Also no clicking here. This is probably one of the, well, the fact that it's red makes it not particularly common, but just your classic Bic round stick is this is probably like, whoop, the prototypical pen. And this is a medium. So, Bic round stick with no C, medium. It's a nice red, almost like a salmony pink. Not a very deep red, like a crimson. That might be a little too bold for most pen users. Let's do a smudge test. Not bad. Not bad. This one did fairly well on the smudge test. Next up is a Pen Gear 0.7. We've returned to a clicky pen. This one's got an interesting grip to it with these sort of plastic dots here. I'm not really sure what those are for, but it's a very futuristic looking pen, especially just with the way the grip looks. Let's get some clicks. Maybe it's because the pen is just all light plastic, but I can feel the spring cocking and uncocking as I press down on that plunger. So this is the Pen Plus Gear trademark 0.7. Pen Plus Gear TM 0.7. Looks right almost identical to the Bic round stick. About the same on the smudge test. Let's try another one. Yeah. Those are both pens, all right. Next up, we're going to try a Pilot Ball Friction 0.7. This is another clickless pen. On the bottom here, that looks like, could that be an eraser? Could that be a stylus? Suppose we'll find out. Let's try to do some test rating here. It's got that sort of lightsabery effect we talked about last time. Is this an eraser? It is an eraser. Wow. That's... I mean, look at that. Those are words, all right. Look at those words. And then ready, ready, ready. Now that's not there anymore. This is, I think, the first, I know, this is the first erasable pen I've covered. Oh, it actually says erasable right there. It even's got a little arrow pointing towards the eraser. I wonder if this would also work as a stylus. This is a very interesting pen. Feels a little lighter than the Bic Grip Roller. Let's just do, what is this? Friction? What do I call this? Pilot Friction with an X. It's very cool. Pilot, F-R-I-X-O-N, Ball 0.7. The ink itself does not flow out very well, but I suppose that the less ink you put down, the easier it is to erase. Let's try a smudge test. Very good on the smudge test. Let's try number 2. A little less well. The pen doesn't exactly smudge so much as it does just erase a little bit, which mileage may vary on how much you want that. The last pen we've covered, or we will be covering, is another Bic round stick. This one is a fine though, which probably means it's a 0.5 caliber. We'll see how this compares to the Bic round stick medium. Bic round stick with no K. Fine. I cannot tell a difference between these two, outside of the color. These are both essentially the same pen. Let's see if one of them does better on the smudge test. Smudge. That's a false start. Got a little too overzealous there. Smudge. All right. Actually, I think did maybe worse than the round stick medium. Let's try another one. Smudge. Yeah. Interesting. All right. Now let's go ahead and draw some cubes. This one's got a very... This is the Uniball Signo. This one's got a very loud click. Feels good though. How do I draw cubes? It's like a square, and then it's like some lines, and then have all those lines hang out. This is a sloppy wet pen. I'm amazed this did as well as it did on the smudge test, because this comes out so liquidy. A lot of fun to write with though, and such a dark ink too. So much bolder than the Pilot or the Bic round stick. It's pretty nice. Let's do the ODU Monarch Teach. Nothing really to say about that one. It's a pen. It clicks. It has a stylus. These are all things that one could look for in a pen if they wanted to. Is everything still working? I'm going to be really upset. I think everything is still working. This is so wonderful. I feel like I have to rush this because I'm afraid I have a different lavalier mic this time. Hopefully this sounds a little bit better, but it's wireless. Despite the fact that I'm holding a wire. It's wireless, so I am worried about how much battery life I have. Is the audio quality any better? Is it? Why do I even put a shotgun mic on that camera? I don't know. Anywho, how are you doing? Really? Oh, that's good to hear. Okay. Well, I hope everything continues to go well for you. If you're having a terrible day, then we'll try that again. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, really? Oh, that's horrible. Oh, well, I mean, the sun will rise tomorrow. I hope everything gets better. You still have me. All right, that was fun. Bic roller grip medium. Now, Bic roller... I thought that said Bic grip roller twerk for a second. Or to work. To write with. I have terrible handwriting. I don't know why this is the stuff I choose to make. Bic grip roller. That's the whole title, Bic grip roller? That's a terrible name. That is an excessively bad name. That's lazy, and it doesn't sound good. But it does write pretty well. Pretty well. This cube has gone pear-shaped fast. It's got, interestingly, I guess whenever I'm starting or stopping, you can see this sort of, like, line segment thing it does, where it starts, I drag the pen, and I stop, got a line segment. I wonder if that also happens on the Signo Impact. We'll try that. Actually, much less on the Signo Impact. Much less noticeable. Look at... That's not how that works. Me from the future, zoom in on that. That's not how pens work. Look how silly I am. Now who the heck, is this allowed? I don't even know which side of this to clip. I don't want to do that anymore. We're done doing that. What's next? The Bic round stick medium. Alright. It's pretty nice. You know, this color of red is really starting to grow on me. Yeah, I like that. Alright, next we'll do the pen plus gear. I was thinking, I'm like, well, I feel like I haven't been clicking any of these pens. So you haven't been getting that wonderful pen clicking sound that I'm sure you must love so much if you're still here. But then I remembered that I only have 2 pens. I've only gone through. I only have 2 pens that click. Now I have 3. Do that one just in case. This is the ODU Monarch Teach. Alright, where was I? Pen plus gear, trademark, 0.7. Bam, 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 bam. These two are almost impossible to tell apart, the Bic round stick and the pen plus gear. There's a little bit more of the sort of line segment thing we were talking about with the pen plus gear versus the Bic round stick, but it's also kind of hard to tell. Next up is the pilot friction. I feel like if I drop that from high enough, it might crack. Very light plastic. Yeah, it's definitely got that lightsabering. It's lighter in the middle than it is on the outside, which is unlike any of the other pens we've seen today. But, you know, it is also fun to be like, I can erase that. And it erases pretty well, I'd say. If you look really closely, you can still see the physical indent on the paper. But even then, if I'm not really carefully looking for that, I don't think I'm going to see it. So, for all you spies out there who want to erase things you write, the Pilot Friction Ball 0.7 could be for you. Last up, the Bic round stick fine. Yeah, this is everyone has seen one of these before. This is, I would say, the pen of all time. Or one of the most pens of all time. I don't know. I can't wait to eat this apple. I am very hungry. Alright. Well, which of these was the worst? The ODU Monarch Teach, I would say, did the worst on the smudge test. The Bic Roller Grip, I don't particularly like writing with. It does have that line segment thing, but it did very well on the smudge test. Well, here. We'll start, this isn't really a ranking yet. That red line I just did with the Bic round stick medium. Too many words in these pen titles. This is the pen plus gear, trademark 0.7. Those two are virtually the same. These might be like the exact same ink canisters. Or tubes? I don't know what you'd call this. There's more ink in the Bic round stick grip. And the point also appears to be larger. The tip of the pen. This is the Bic round stick medium. This is the pen plus gear 0.7. You can tell the difference because of this spring. The pen plus gear is a click pen, while the Bic round stick is not. But these are almost identical. So the hard question I'm going to have to ask myself is, am I willing to lose a little bit of ink for the click action of this pen? and I suppose the look of this pen. I think the answer is going to be no. It's not the Pen Plus Gear trademark 0.7 isn't a bad pen per se, but I'm not really feeling anything I love with this click. I don't think the sound is particularly great. I guess this is metal while this is plastic, and one could easily lose the cap on the Bic Round Stick Medium. Alright, so now we ask, which of these was the worst? I'm gonna say the ODU Monarch Teach. It's easily the worst on the smudge test on anything we looked at today, although maybe the Bic Round Stick Fine, actually. No, the ODU Monarch, I think, is worse on the smudge test than the Bic Round Stick. So this is the least pen. After that, I'm going to say is the Bic Round Stick Fine. Still not very great on the smudge test, and that's the main thing separating the Bic Round Stick Fine from the Bic Round Stick Medium. Seems to be this very subpar smudge test. Maybe I'm just being more critical of the Bic Round Stick Fine because it's black, while the Bic Round Stick Medium is red, and I can see the darker smudge more. But I also don't think that's true, so I'm going to say the Bic Round Stick is the... What do I have? That's the sixth worst pen? Sixth worst? Oh, sixth? Also bad. Not as bad as 12th. 12th. That's awful. Alright. And then I'm going to put the Pen Plus Gear trademark 0.7 ahead of that because it is almost the exact same pen as the Bic Round Stick Medium. And the next would be the Bic Round Stick Medium. Yeah, because these are almost exactly the same pen. They're both Bic Round Sticks. This is a medium, this is a fine. This one's smudged slightly worse. And then the Pen Plus Gear, I think, is like using the exact same kind of ink as the Bic Round Stick, but I get less ink. The click doesn't feel great. And you know, there's something to the very simple and straightforward design of the Bic Round Stick pen. You know? It's not fancy. It's not exquisite. It's not ostentatious. But I don't know, it's very straightforward and utilitarian. And I quite like that. It even says if you want an Easter egg, if you get a Bic Round Stick pen and you take the pen part of it out, the ink, you can actually see very closely the Bic, like the word Bic. I don't know if it counts as the whole logo because they don't have the little guy there, the little Bic guy. Me from the future, show the little Bic guy. Okay, thank you. All right, get rid of him now. Cool. All right. Top 3. Oh, the Bic Grip Roller. As much as I do not like to write with it, it's got this sort of weird, how would I describe that? Almost like a tearing. Like it's a dull pen, if that makes sense. Like the point, there's all these like little scratch marks in there. I think I might do this with a GoPro next time on my head so you can see the paper a little better. I wonder if this is worth a third camera. What do you think? Would you like a head and or chest cam? Let me know. How are we on time? 25? Yeah, the Barbie, if you made it through the whole Barbie review, thank you. That thing was excessively long. Yeah, this should not be that long. Video should not be 50 minutes long. Alright. And then I have to ask myself, is the erasable gimmick, does that fix, or does that put the pilot friction over the uniball signal impact? You know, usually I'm a pretty big pilot guy, and I do like the fact that it's erasable. Most pens aren't erasable, and it does erase very well. Also kind of scratched the paper up a little bit, or like smushed it. Crinkled? Crinkled. I crinkled the paper. I'm gonna say no. The uniball signal impact is very bold, and it looks like it would do very poorly on the smudge test, but the pilot friction has almost the complete opposite issue. A smudge from the pilot friction kind of erases what I'm writing, and if I smudged hard enough, eventually that would be gone. Smudging the uniball signal impact, however, is a normal smudge, but it's really not that bad, especially to everything else we've compared it with. It's not the best here. The Bic Grip Roller is the best in terms of the smudge test, maybe because it's a kind of dry, dull point. Dry ink, dull point, maybe? I think that makes sense. So yeah, Pilot Friction Ball 07 and Uniball Signal Impact. So, ranking the pens of these 7 in terms of my opinion for objective quality. Last place, the ODU Monarch Teach Pen. Next up, the Bic Round Stick Fine Pen. After that, the Pen Plus Gear. Trademark 0.7 pen. Dang it. You can't even put that there. There we go. That's a little... Well, now that all this, there's just empty space here. Also, I think this whole thing is at a Dutch angle. That's obnoxious. I should fire my director of photography. At least it's on a tripod. You know what I hate? This is a complete tangent, so I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to go on that tangent. You'll never know what I hate. In fourth place is the Bic Round Stick Medium. In third place is the Bic Grip Roller. Bic Grip Roller. Ugh, awful to say. Next up is the Pilot Friction Ball. I think Pilot might be a Japanese, or at least the pens or Pilot pens I think are usually made in Japan. I think that G2s are also made in Japan. And in first place, the Uniball Signo Impact 207. Very nice. Very nice pen. Got a good assortment of pens. Alright. Oh, I got water in my ear. I'm pretty happy with how this worked out. Bye. Yeah, that's it. We're done. See you. If I can find more pens. See you later. Bleh. 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 Alright, bye for real.